Blacktown City FC and Sydney United 58 FC.
Two teams with a fierce recent rivalry, the most successful in New South Wales football, Blacktown City and Sydney United 58, greet us at Lily's home stadium for the 2019 NPL New South Wales minor semi-final. Minor it might be in name, but this is a major rivalry that's been played out on many a big occasion in recent years, and we're delighted to have your company across the Football New South Wales channels. It's Tony Tanous with you for this sudden death encounter. It promises to be a special evening. Remember, we're live, interactive, so be sure to share the live stream around, and if you are on Twitter, use the hashtag NPL NSW. Time to take a look at the lineups, and for Blacktown City, they make one change from the side that lost to Apia on the weekend, with Mason Versey coming in for Lachlan Campbell. The lineup in goals: Tristan Prendergast, a back four of Dakota Askew, Yanni Perkatis, Grant Lynch and Matt Lewis. The midfield three of Daniel Collins, Adam Berry and Daniel Arajo. The wide players Leroy Jennings and Mason Versey. And leading the line for Blacktown City, going for a record, a club record on the goal scorers list, is Joey Gibbs. He's looking to go past Travis Major. They're level on 79 goals apiece. As for Sydney United, no changes from the side that beat Marconi on the weekend. In goals, Tom Manos, a back four of Yanni Fragogiannis, Thomas Lavuskok, Adrian Vlastelica and Christian Gonzalez. The midfield three, Yanni Perkatis, Liam Rose and Tariq Mayer. The wide players, Matt Sim and Matthew Bilic. And leading the line for Sydney United, Peter Simonowski. Just going through the final formalities here at Lily Home Stadium. Our officials for this one, Kurt Arms, his assistants, Lance Greenshields and Patrick Telecki. And our fourth official is Michael Wiener. Yes, a great rivalry this one. It's been played out on many a big occasion over recent years, and this is as big as it gets. An elimination final in the New South Wales National Premier League 2019 season. What a game it promises to be. It will be Blacktown City in the white tops, black shorts, and they'll be running from left to right. Good contingent of travelling Sydney United supporters in the far right corner. Provided plenty of atmosphere at home on the weekend in that win over Marconi Stallions. And this one promises to be a beauty. Thanks for your company. It is Blacktown City kicking us off, and they move it through the midfield. Collins looks to hit Leroy Jennings on the right-hand side. One of the key battles, him and Christian Gonzalez. Christian Gonzalez, Sydney United junior, one of a number of players for Sydney United playing against their old club in Blacktown City. Yanni Fragogiannis has been in the news in the build-up to this game. Patrick Antelmi, who's got a great history, a great goal-scoring record for Blacktown in this particular fixture. He's on the bench to start off with as United look to build. And it's the combination in the midfield with Liam Rose and Tariq Mayer. In the end, it was Rose getting the shot in, but blocked by Blacktown City. United's midfield starting as they left off on the weekend against Marconi. Very impressive, the youngsters, Liam Rose and Tariq Mayer. And a nice bit of combination early on with their front man in Peter Simonoski. Two players in good form, plenty of confidence. They're playing in the advanced midfield roles with Yanni Prakatis holding that Sydney United midfield. Here is Gonzalez climbing against Leroy Jennings. Now it falls to Arajo, who gets it out to Jennings, who waits for the run. Dakota Askew coming forward down the right-hand side. What a battle that'll be. As I mentioned, Leroy Jennings, Dakota Askew behind him, playing at right back tonight. No Lachlan Campbell from the start for Blacktown City. One change with Mason Versey starting on the left side of attack for Mark Crittenden. Here's Tariq Mayer bursting out of midfield. Lovely touch from him. Can he give Sydney United the opener? Tariq Mayer cuts it across. Simonoski buries it. We're only 2 minutes in here, and Sydney United on the front foot early. Peter Simonoski poaches that away after a lovely bit of play from Tariq Mayer. And Sydney United picking up where they left off. Simonoski goes into double figures for the 2019 season. He hits 10, but Tariq Mayer take a bow. Lovely feed on the edge of the box from the former West Sydney Wanderers Academy player. And United make a great start in this minor semi-final. Been on the front foot, taking the confidence out from the last couple of week results. Certainly wasn't a great second half of the year from Mirov Lastelitsa's men, but in the last few weeks, there's been a shift in the momentum. They've won 3 out of their last 4 coming in here, and that confidence starting to find the back of the net. And you can see in the early going, they've made a terrific start here at Lilyholme Stadium. Sydney United 58. Take a 1-0 lead. Well, we had no goals over the 90 minutes in both finals on the weekend. We've got one within 3 minutes here at Lilyholmes. Blacktown City. Both these sides, in fact, have had a very strong defence throughout the 2019 season. Both coming into the finals with plenty of confidence in their defensive structures. But Blacktown, just in the last 3 weeks, they haven't won heading into this game. After a great run of 8 wins in 11 matches. Last few games, they lost to the Marconi Stallions in round 21 by 2-0. They drew with Harkoa the following week, 1-1. And on the weekend, in the preliminary qualifying semi-final, finished 1-1 after extra time. They lost on penalties 5-3 to the Apia Leichhardt Tigers. So no wins in their last 3 outings. Contrasting fortunes when you put it up against Sydney United's record. As I mentioned, they've won 3 out of their past 4 games. 9 goals to show for it as well. Taking that confidence into the opening minutes here. Blacktown looking to heap back. The switch from Askew's excellent. And now Versey looks to cut inside. Is that a penalty? Kurt Arms right on the spot. And that's exactly where he points. And Blacktown City have a chance to equalise now. Mason Versey, the player brought down. A lovely switch of play from the right back, Dakota Askew. And we're only 5.5 minutes in here and the action is hot. Sydney United taking the lead through Peter Simonoski. And now it's the Blacktown City skipper in Matt Lewis who wants to take this one. Joey Gibbs, as I mentioned in the build-up, has equalled Travis Major on the weekend, 79 goals. He's not going to step up and take this one. It's going to be the skipper, Matt Lewis. Can he restore parity here? Up he steps. Lewis, and he tucks it away, and we are level here. Just over 6 minutes played. And Blacktown City level it up. Matt Lewis from the spot. Mark Crittenden made the change. He brought Mason Versey into the starting 11. And it's paid dividends. After going behind, they hit back quickly. And what a game we've got for you here. Blacktown City 1, Sydney United 1. And we're only 6.5 minutes in. Nothing like a couple of early goals just to open up the game. Sydney United's defensive record has been very good in recent weeks. In fact, since they last played Blacktown City back in round 13, that game they suffered a 4-2 loss, so they conceded 4 goals in that game. Since then, they've really stiffened things up defensively. They've played 10 matches and only conceded 8 goals in those 10 matches. Havmira Vlastelica's men. So they'll certainly be disappointed with how that one's panned out. Copying that goal after going ahead. What a game it sets up. Here's Blacktown looking to get a second now. Gibbs slots it through. Is that another penalty? Yes, it is. Mason Versey, what a start to the match. He's livened up this game. Gibbs slipped the ball through. And Versey's been brought down on that right-hand side for the second time. And tempers are frayed here. So much at stake in this game. We talk about the fierce rivalry. And Mason Versey has lit this one up early on. He earned the first penalty by cutting inside. This time he was driving in from that left-hand side. Into the starting 11 he comes. And what an impact he's made. Blacktown City have a second penalty in the opening 10 minutes. Kurt Arms right on the spot for both of them. And this time it looks like it might be Dakota Askew. Let's keep an eye on this one. The youngster has been playing on the right or left side of the attack in recent weeks. He's been moved to right back for the start of this one. He played the assist ball to Mason Versey to win the first penalty. And now he's picked up the ball. Up steps Dakota Askew. And he puts it over the bar. Scores remain locked at 1-1. The youngster taking on the responsibility after Matt Lewis tucked away the opening penalty. And he couldn't get it down under the bar. Drama in the early going here, 10 minutes in. It remains 1-1. Blacktown City, Sydney United 58. A remarkable start to this fixture. Thanks for your company across the Football New South Wales channels. If you just joined us, it's Tony Tanous with you. Live on NPL New South Wales Facebook and Football New South Wales YouTube. It's the minor semi-final of the 2019 NPL New South Wales season. Sudden death, last chance. Loser bows out. Winner goes on to take on the loser of the Wollongong Wolves and up your Leichhardt Tigers, and I'll certainly be keeping you posted on progress scores at Wynn Stadium. In fact, it remains 0-0 over there. Good feet here from Lynch. The central defender now looking for the switch out to Leroy Jennings, who does well. Ducks inside, drives at Gonzalez, and now tries to get the cross in. Gonzalez, though, stands up. Two teams, particularly Blacktown, that do like to use the wide areas. It's been their avenue right throughout the season. They've had plenty of joy early on. They've won a couple of penalties. Only been able to put one of them away, though. Got another chance here through that supply line in Mason Versey. He goes to the back post. Chance here! What an opportunity! And it's a goal! Grant Lynch! It's his fourth of the season! And what a volley that was from the central defender. Unmarked at the back post. Mason Versey, everything he touches turns to gold. He's won 2 penalties and now he's delivered a pinpoint corner to the feet of Grant Lynch. And what a response from Blacktown City.
City FC 2, Sydney United 58 FC 1.
12 and a half minutes in here. And it's the host, Blacktown City, who take a 2-1 lead. United went ahead after 2 minutes through Simonovsky, but haven't Blacktown answered in fine fashion. Can't take your eye off this game. What a contest it's been. After the stalemates that emerged over the weekend, the NPL New South Wales series has come to life here at Lilyholme Stadium. Excellent ball there from Gonzalez. Finds Rose. Now he looks to find Simonovsky. Goes down on the edge of the box. Just outside the box. So it's going to be a free kick here. Good driving run from Simonovsky. Excellent feed from Liam Rose. And now it's Sydney United with the opportunity to draw back and level. Looks like Matt Sims over this one. Here's the opportunity now for Sydney United. 14 minutes has elapsed at Lilyholmes. It's the minor semi-final of the 2019 NPL New South Wales. And here's Matt Sims stepping up. Good block there from the skipper, Matt Lewis, on the edge of the wall. Important defensive work from him. Crowd's built up here, close to kick-off. Very healthy crowd, a good atmosphere. Hope you are enjoying it. Sydney United looking to hit back through Tariq Mayer. In it goes. The punch comes from Prendergast, only as far as Rose. Now Bilic can pick up the loose ball. Wants to turn it inside. Here's Berry looking to launch long. Jennings now with the look, switch out. Wanting to hit Gibbs there. Cutting it out, though, was Vlastelica. Chance to catch a breath. What a first 15 minutes it's been. United, though, trying to build up through Bilic down the left-hand side. Mark Crittenden making that change. Must have been something he sensed, letting Mason Versey loose. And hasn't it paid handsome dividends in the early going? He's Simonowski, the goal scorer. He goes down, and the referee points to the spot. And now it's a penalty for Sydney United. No sooner had Blacktown come back from one down and taken the lead, Simonowski goes to work at the other end. And now he's got the opportunity to level it up. 16 minutes in, Peter Simonowski scored his 10th goal of the season on 2 minutes. And now he's stepping up. Can he convert? Of course he can. Peter Simonowski goes to 11 for the season, and we are level here. 2-2 it is. Blacktown City and Sydney United. What a game. What a start to this match. Blacktown coming back from one down and looking in control. Sydney United answering back almost immediately. These two sides certainly have played out some big scoring games. Just chatting to Patrick Antelmi ahead of this game. He reflected on the 2016 FFA Cup game between these two sides. What an epic that was. Sydney United on that occasion taking an early lead. Blacktown are working their way back. 2-2 it finished on that occasion. That's the scoreline we've got for you now. And Blacktown running away with it in extra time. 6-2 victory. And tell me, he's wearing a Blacktown strip. On that occasion, scoring a hat-trick. He's Askew, who wants to redeem for missing a penalty. Takes the effort. It's blocked by Bilic. Two number 17s up against each other. The Skew, as I mentioned, has been moved back to right back. Lachlan Campbell's been playing in that position in recent weeks. Now they come forward down the left-hand side. Chance to find Gibbs. Takes the touch inside the box. Now he tees it up to Araho. Happy to lay it back out. In it goes. Looking for Jennings. And what a header! Leroy Jennings! Can you believe this? Blacktown City take a 3-2 lead after 18 and a half minutes. Leroy Jennings, it's his 5th of the season. A wonderful header. Excellent delivery down that left-hand side. Good composure from Araho. Matt Lewis combining. And in the middle was Leroy Jennings to head Blacktown back into the lead. This game has ebbed and flowed. 5 goals in the opening 19 minutes. What comes next? Simonowski, no sooner had he levelled it up with his 11th of the season. Blacktown have gone down the other end and taken the lead. Given what we saw on the weekend, probably came here expecting a tight tussle and tight affair between these two sides, but we're having none of that. Simonowski with the opener. Matt Lewis and Grant Lynch giving Blacktown a 2-1 lead. Sydney United equalising from the spot through Simonowski. And Jennings on 19 minutes, putting Blacktown back in front. What a shootout this is. Sudden death nature of this has really opened it up. Both teams coming off 120 minutes, and here's Bilic. Driving into the box, an excellent tackle though from Yannis Spirakis. Now the ball over the top looking for Gibbs. The man who so much of the narrative was built around. Levelling it up with Travis Major on 79 goals. Needs one to become the all-time leading scorer for Blacktown City. The goals have been coming everywhere but Joey Gibbs. Here he is, just chesting it down for Jennings. Now Manos looks long. Perkatis feeds Bilic, who can now drive it askew. Cuts in, back inside. Bit of patience here from Sydney United. Two of the best ball-playing sides in the competition. Giving it away, though, was Perkatis. Working back, excellent, though. And the foul coming from Araho. Two teams that do love the patient build-up game. Here's an example through Liam Rose, trying to find Tariq Mayer. Just as you say that, overhitting his pass. He's been excellent. Second half of the season, Liam Rose, player who's spent some time in the A-League system through Central Coast Mariners. Like many youngsters, just needed to get regular game time. He's been able to find that in the New South Wales National Premier League. And hasn't he lit up the competition? He's been in great form this season, Liam Rose, and particularly in the last couple of months. He was very good on the weekend against the Stallions. Lynch combines in the end with Collins. Lewis can launch long, and now it's a chance for Araho. It's been involved in the early going, as has the man to his left, Mason Versey, the youngster in his second season at Blacktown City. Son of a former Blacktown City player. Showing his impact here, coming into the starting 11. Here's the ball over the top, looking to the back post. Perkatis trying to find Bilic in transition there. Good feed again from Tariq Mayer. Simonoski looks in the mood today. Finding space now on the left-hand side. Confidence flowing, hitting the back of the net twice. And Telmy's been the hot hand for Sydney United in recent weeks. Simonoski did spend some time on the sick bed. He's come back. He's found the back of the net on a couple of occasions in the last couple of games. Taking that confidence into this game. First he gets the flick on. Matt Lewis has been prominent, coming down that left-hand side. First half of this half, 24 and a half minutes have elapsed. Tony Tanus with you. You're live across the Football New South Wales channels. We're only a week and a half away from the big one, the decider, the 2019 Grand Final, which will be held at Bankwest Stadium for the first time. Lovely work here from Leroy Jennings. Trying to thread it now for Gibbs. Not quite matching the build-up play. A lovely show of skill to dink that one around Gonzalez. Of course, Wollongong Wolves in action over at Wynn Stadium against the Apia Leichhardt Tigers. No progress score for you there, half an hour in. Certainly keep you posted. Meanwhile, Marconi Stallions, the New South Wales National Premier League side, who were knocked out on the weekend by Sydney United. They're in action in FFA Cup tonight. Currently down 1-0 against Melbourne City. Eric Momberts' A-League side. Keep you posted on progress there as well. Peter Tsakenis' side trying to cause a cup set like Apia Leichhardt Tigers did at the same stage last year against the Melbourne Victory. What a night that was over at Leichhardt. That mood is certainly emanating here at Lilyholme Stadium. The unbelievable contest. The opening 26 minutes. 5 goals in the opening 19 minutes. Can you believe that? Jennings has been prominent. This time he's dispossessed by Tariq Mayer, who can drive forward out of that midfield. Liam Rose looks to penetrate with the ball over the top to Sim, a little bit too straight. That one to the favour of Tristan Prendergast, both keepers. They've almost been passengers in this first half. Balls have just gone past them. Unbelievable, no fault of the keepers. Penalties galore at both ends. Here's Matt Sim. He's got Mayer available. Goes further to the left to Bilic. And now he looks to play in Mayer. Good read, though, from Grant Lynch. Hurried across to shut out that Sydney United attack. (3-2) if you've just joined us. Yes, believe your eyes. An absolute epic opening half hour. In this minor semi-final, talk about the great history between these two sides. 2016 particularly springs to mind. It was a season where Sydney United won their 8th premiership. They finished atop the ladder. Blacktown City finished second. They met on grand final day, and Blacktown City were able to turn the tables. They won their 8th championship. A 3-0 victory over Sydney United. Patrick Gantelmi was the scorer for Blacktown City, along with Daniel Choi. A brace from him. As I mentioned earlier, they also met that year in the FFA Cup. Blacktown City coming from behind to level it at 2-2. At the end of full time, in extra time, they ran away with it. A 6-2 victory. They also met in the 2015 Waratah Cup final. Sydney United winning that one over Blacktown City. So they've played in some massive games in recent years. Tariq Mayer's won a free kick here after a nice bit of possession from Sydney United. They trail 3-2, but they want to play on quickly. Mayer. Referees forced him to bring that one back. Bilic was open on that left-hand side. Kurt Ams, though, asking for that one to come back. And a hush has gone around the ground. Stunned by the opening 20 minutes here. Matt Sims over this one. Tariq Mayer's also alongside of him. Blacktown are setting up their wall. Tomislav Uzkok just trying to provide a bit of nuisance to the keeper, Tristan Prendergast. There's a bit going on between them two, just having a chat. The experienced central defender. Up steps Matt Sim. In the end, quite comfortable for Prendergast. Got it on target. Blacktown City keeper. Got his body behind it. Lynch eventually does find his target in Versi. Nice chest down from Matt Sim. Good feed again from Liam Rose. Tariq Mayer peeling out, and a lovely ball, spreading it to Bilic. Gets beyond his defender, but he can't get his cross beyond Spirakis. Drives into the box there, Bilic. And Spirakis had to be very careful there. Any contact. Seen Kurt Arms point to the spot already on 3 occasions. Hard to believe Blacktown City have scored 3 and missed a penalty. Both teams in particular have been goal shy this season. Heading into the finals, both of them had scored 31 goals. So goal scoring has been an issue for both. They've turned it on in the finals. As I said, Sydney United have taken in a bit of good form in recent weeks. Found the back of the net 9 times in the last 4 rounds, the last 4 games. Mark Crittenden's men, perhaps this season, not with the expectation that they've had in past years. A massive turnover of players. Big move across to the Marconi Stallions, the likes of Connor Evans, Roberto and Georgia Esperanza, Zach Cancross. Not a huge amount of expectation for them coming into the season. Mark Crittenden's been able to build a young side, given the likes of Lachlan Campbell, Dakota Askew, Leroy Jennings was an off-season recruit from the Sutherland Sharks. Got a bit of defending to do here. Grant Lynch, who's been rock solid for Blacktown over the past few years since moving across from the Bankstown City Lions. He's one of the youngsters that has stepped up from the 20s, Dakota Askew. He's been an ever-present in Mark Crittenden's side this year. Started as a right back, has played in the front third for much of the second half of the season. He's back at right back. Contributed so far with an assist. Disappointed to have missed a penalty following that up. Versii looking to link again. It's going to be the first yellow card of the game. It's going to go to Tomislav Uskok, who runs away from the scene of the crime. But a nice bit of link up there from Blacktown City, forcing that foul from Uskok. Can give you progress from Wynn Stadium. It remains 0-0 between the Wollongong Wolves and Apia Leichhardt Tigers. The winner of that major semi-final will be the first into the big one on the 31st of August. The loser will take on the winner of this one on the weekend. Vlastelica clears. Now Askew looks to get it forward to Lynch, who stayed up after that set piece. Seen his goal-scoring threat right throughout the season. A player who featured in the New South Wales Premier League futsal season over the summer, showing what a technician he is. It's been a standout in defence for Blacktown alongside Spirakis. Also Lachlan Campbell featured in the centre of defence while Spirakis was out injured in the midway point of the season. Since he's come back in, they've really picked up where they left off. In fact, since they lost to the Wollongong Wolves back in round 9, they lost by the tune of 4-0. Blacktown haven't conceded more than 2 goals this season since then, and they're looking to defend. Liam Rose, excellent build-up again, the combination with Sim opening up the Blacktown defence. Not for the first time tonight. Lovely bit of combination. Sim, who was so prominent on the weekend. This time Fragigiannis can't find a target from that cross. As I said, he was in the press in the build-up to this game. Featured on our NPL New South Wales social pages. Nice feature story. Talking about his time coming back against his former club. Yanni Perkatis, another one in that boat, playing in the centre of midfield. Spent half a season here, the former West Sydney Wanderers player. So certainly a connection between these two sides. Perkatis was fouled in the back play there by Araujo. So it's an opportunity here from the set piece for Sydney United. Progress score at Marconi Stadium, Melbourne City, leading that one by 2-0. Jamie McLaren and the English import, Noon, the goal scorers. Here, if you've just joined us, Tony Tanous with you across the Football New South Wales channels. We're 37 minutes into the minor semi-final, and it's Blacktown City. Can you believe it? Leading by 3-2 over Sydney United. As the ball comes in, looking for Matt Sim. The veteran in Matt Lewis. He's been very strong again this season for Blacktown, both in attack and defence. Versey does well to hold off two Sydney United players. Now Lewis has to fetch and clear. Good possession play in tight areas here from Blacktown City. Versey, his confidence is up. Very much a young player who thrives on a bit of confidence. And he's relishing the moment here. Moved across at the start of last year from NPL to MacArthur Rams. And he's been in and out of the starting 11 this year. Mark Crittenden sensing something perhaps at training in the build-up to this game. And he's thrown Versey into the starting 11. And it's proved a bit of a master stroke in this opening half. Earned 2 penalties, one of them converted. Well, much of the focus has been on Joey Gibbs. Can he break that Blacktown City record? Others around him have popped up tonight. Jennings has gone to 5 now for the season. Lynch has gone to 4. Here's Gonzalez. Bilic combining with Mayer. Araujo gets back to help out. We're in the 40th minute. Opening 20. It's quite unbelievable. 5 goals in the opening 19 minutes. Araujo comes forward. Does well to hold it up. Both teams showing their quality so far in this game. Some wonderful technicians on display. The quality of the New South Wales National Premier League. In full flight tonight is Dakota Askew. Good cutout though from Vlastelica. In fact, it was Gonzalez. Now Mayer can look to ping one over the top for Simonowski. Lovely weighted pass. Simonowski runs onto it. Now he drives at Spidakis. On a hat-trick, the striker who moved across from Wollongong in the off-season. Here he is spreading it out to the right-hand side for Fragile Giannis. Can he find his target? Forces Lynch into the defensive work. And now Spidakis spreads it out to Gonzalez. For once, his touch lets him down. Now he's got the defensive work on the speedster in Jennings, but helped out by Vlastelica. Sharp work again by Bilic. Lovely combinations. Can't quite find his target on the end of it though. Tight thread, that one from Bilic, was looking for Mayer. Uscock's alert to the counter-attack of Gibbs. See him working back to help. Now there's a bit of room for Bilic. Can he find his delivery? No, he can't. Overhit on that occasion, not on his favoured left foot. Bit too heavy there. 0-0 it remains at Wynn Stadium, the Wollongong Wolves competition premieres for 2019. We know the history of this competition, only 3 times in the last 12 months as the premier's gone on to win the championship. No easy feat. Sydney United and Blacktown City have both been on the receiving end of that statistic, where they have finished as premiers and not gone on to claim the championship. Mentioned the 2016 season where it did happen to Sydney United. Blacktown City have been in the same boat. Last year, Sydney Olympic, only the 3rd team in 12 years to be able to complete the double. So the work's certainly ahead of Luke Wilkshire's side. I'll keep you posted on how that one's progressing. It is half-time there. Half-time whistle's just gone. 0-0's the score here. It's been quite an unbelievable first 43 minutes. All the damage done in the opening 19 minutes. Sydney United taking the lead through Peter Simonovsky on 2 minutes. And 2 quick penalties to the Blacktown City side. Mason Versey at the heart of both. Matt Lewis was able to convert the first. Dakota Askew missed the second. But Grant Lynch put them ahead shortly after that. And it's ebbed and flowed from one side to the other. Now Sydney United have the opportunity from a set piece. Can they find a leveller for the second time tonight? To the back post it goes. The knockdown. Now Uscock trying to turn on that. Couldn't quite sort his feet out in time. And Blacktown were able to clear. Central defender, perhaps more known for his aerial prowess. This one's launched towards Simonovsky. Spirakis might not be the tallest central defender around, but he's got a great leap and he's so strong in the air. Seen that right throughout his career. Spirakis lines one up and forces a terrific save from Prendergast. That ball was moving. We certainly know Spirakis can hit him. And he almost draws Sydney United level with an audacious effort from deep. Got the bit between the teeth here just before the halftime break. Can they draw level? Sim, in it comes. Prendergast again uses the hands to punch. Liam Rose tries his luck first time. Prendergast gets the body behind it. What an effort it was. Yanni Perkatis. There's fans behind Prendergast's goal would have had a good view of that. Swerving around. His first half is merely fizzed by. Hope you've enjoyed the action from the comfort of your lounge room. Understand our coverage has been going around worldwide. Do leave a comment below. Let us know where you are watching from. Thanks for your company as always. It's been a terrific season. Plenty more still to come as United build down the right-hand side. Fra Georgianis tries to find Bilic. He's been in good goal-scoring form recently. And Simonovsky's brought down there. The foul coming from Collins. And it's one that gives Sydney United the opportunity just before the halftime break. We are into stoppage time here. United trailed by 2-3. And Matt Sim is been fancying himself from these set pieces. Again, Uskok goes over to Tristan Prendergast just to keep him company. Maybe have a whisper in his ear. Just provide a bit of a screen here for Matt Sim, who steps up here. Can he level? It's at the keeper. Prendergast gets his body behind it. Comfortable in the end for the custodian. It's at the last opportunity for Sydney United before the break. Break that'll give us a chance to draw breath. Incredible opening 45 minutes. Simonoski, perhaps one more chance. Lovely first touch. And he forces Lynch on the defensive work. And in the end, Spirakis working back. Simonoski, doesn't he look in the mood tonight? Getting between those two central defenders. We speak about their quality this season. But Simonoski's asking question after question. In the end, Spirakis working back. That ball between those two central defenders has certainly proved a good one for Miro Vlastelitz's men tonight. Can they level it just before the break? They trail by 3-2. And it goes to the near post. Important header from Collins. Rose keeps it alive here for Sydney United. Forward they come through Bilic. Alert to his defensive work is Joey Gibbs, and that's going to bring us to the end of this riveting and pulsating first half. It's been an absolute classic here at Lilyholme Stadium, the minor semi-final of the 2019 NPL New South Wales season. The first 19 minutes that produced some incredible goal-scoring action, 5 goals to show for it, plus a missed penalty. Action aplenty. It finishes at the break. Blacktown City 3, Sydney United 2. It promises to produce much, much more in the second half. We'll have a short break and join us for all the second half action. And it's welcome back to Lilyholme Stadium for this minor semi-final in the 2019 NPL New South Wales Final Series. Thanks for your company. If you've just joined us, you've missed an absolute epic first half. 5 goals in the opening 19 minutes. 5 goals plus a missed penalty. It was some first half. Started to settle down after that. What's the second half got in store for us? We certainly know that one of the headline acts in the build-up to this game, Patrick Antelmi, is available for Mira Vlastelica. They are down by 2-3 at the halftime break. It's Tony Tanous with you, live across the Football New South Wales channels. Thanks for your company. Some great interaction. Keep the comments coming through. Share the live stream around. This game has been electrifying in the first half. 3 penalties in the mix. What does this second half have waiting for us? It will be Sydney United going from left to right. Red top, white shorts. What's Miro Vlastelica addressed at the break? Perkatis looks out to that left-hand side for Bilic. Blacktown, of course, with a great history in this New South Wales National Premier League competition. They are the most successful side with 8 premierships and 8 championships. But it has been a lean couple of years in the final series. In fact, I mentioned the 2016 grand final against Sydney United as Simonowski tries to get on the end of a Tariq Mayer ball. It's been a real avenue for Sydney United. But since that 2016 grand final, Blacktown have not won a finals game. So 4 attempts in the final series since that 2016 grand final success. And they got knocked out in straight sets in 2017. Last year they lost at the first hurdle. Finished the season in 4th place and were knocked out by Rockdale City on Saturday night. They lost on penalties to Apia Leichhardt Tigers. So they're looking to win their first finals game since 2016 are Mark Crittenden's side, and they come forward here through Jennings, who can't keep his shot down. He has one already. Great header. To rack up his 5th of the season. It's quite incredible for a team that's been so successful to have been knocked out in the last 2 finals without winning a game. If they can't win this one, it will be 3 seasons in a row. And it has become a little bit of a trend for Blacktown City, the end of season fade outs. Certainly last season was very much the case. Limped into the finals. And Rockdale City beat them here at Lilyholme Stadium in the elimination final. Come forward here through Gibbs. Got a 3-2 lead. Gibbs trying to go past Travis Major. He knocks it across to the central midfielder in Adam Berry. Getting forward. We've seen him be fairly conservative so far tonight. Araujo's been the player getting forward out of that midfield the most for Blacktown. Adam Berry couldn't connect there. Yet to hit the back of the net, Adam Berry this season. Talk about Blacktown City perhaps this year overachieving against expectations given the turnaround of players in the off-season. Bringing in some youngsters, they've really stepped up to the plate. The likes of Lachlan Campbell, Dakota Askew, Leroy Jennings, Mason Versey. Plus an experienced spine, the likes of Lewis, Grant Lynch and Sparakis in defence. Araujo in the midfield as Fragile Giannis looks inside. Simonowski on a hat-trick. Couldn't quite wrap the head around that one, and in the end, fell to Liam Rose, who handled outside the box. Quite the opposite, perhaps, for Sydney United 58. They built such an impressive squad in the off-season, a deep squad. This man, Simonowski, one of the prize recruits, started the season very slowly after breaking a foot in the pre-season. It's been the story of their season. Injuries have plagued them. But part of the idea of building a deep squad was particularly second half of the year where there'd be a bevy of games. They'd have the options to mix and match their squad. That's where they are at the moment. They come forward. An excellent bit of work. Tariq Mayer again, who's looked very fresh. Along with Liam Rose, that mobility in the midfield. No Glenn Trefiro for the second game in a row. Fortunately for him, an ankle injury. So he misses his second game of the finals. Perhaps been one of their best for the season in Glenn Trefiro, but the two youngsters really stepped up. Tariq Mayer and Liam Rose. Vlastelic has got a bit of defending to do here. He gets the help of Uzkok. Comes across to help. Sydney United, they're currently in the midst of a run of games. They've got an FFA Cup game coming up next Wednesday night against the West Sydney Wanderers. What a game that'll be over at Campbelltown. If they win this, they've got a game coming up on the weekend, so it's backing up every few days. It'll be some task if they can get to grand final day. They've got the defending to do now, though. Back to the back post it goes. Gibbs was the man climbing. Foul's being given against Blacktown City, though. The in-swinger coming in from Mason Versey. And Gibbs looking to go past the major, Travis. Their all-time leading scorer on 79. He achieved that via 198 games. Joey Gibbs has gone to 79 in 143 games. At the moment, they're two ahead of third place. Tolgay Osbey, who's got 77. Mark Rudenberg on 68. So what an occasion, what a day it'll be for Joey Gibbs. Certainly will have earned it if he does end up going past Travis Major. Right now, though, it's only the victory that Blacktown are interested in. They hold a 3-2 lead. And added if they can get through to a preliminary final, it'll be either against Apia Leichhardt Tigers or the Wollongong Wolves, currently locked at 0-0 that game. 59th minute at Wynn Stadium. Apia have been at the grand final the past two seasons. They've missed out on the big championship trophy, looking to go to their third grand final in as many years. John Kalaja's side. Certainly keep you posted on how that one progresses over at Wynn Stadium. Blacktown goes short. Reading that one well. Matthew Billich. Last time he was here was an afternoon to forget in the Waratah Cup final. Played at left back in that afternoon. Ended up getting a red card. Sydney United losing that to the Marconi Stallions last month. He's playing on the left side of the attack in front of Christian Gonzalez. They're trying to combine defensively here to snuff out Joey Gibbs. Perkatis finds Bilic. Now Araho. Lovely flick there from Jennings. Chance here for Versi. Good work from Vlastelica just to hold him up. Excellent defending. The central defender for Sydney United. Adrian Vlastelica doing very well. Just a halt. That's Blacktown City attack. Now they come through. Tariq Maya. Araho working back. Usually a number of 2 flash points whenever these two sides meet. There's Araho being fouled in the middle of the park. Neither side wanting their opponent to transition quickly. When will we see either coach go to the bench? 55 minutes in here. Mentioned Patrick Antelmi. Great form that he's been in for Sydney United. Will he come back to haunt his old club? Matt Lewis driving forward as he does so well. Great delivery. Looking to the back post. Slightly overhit on that occasion. The player he has been for Blacktown City, closing in on the all-time appearance record of Damien Fox. Damien Fox with 304 appearances for Blacktown City. Matt Lewis now in his 297th game. This storied club with such a great tradition dates all the way back to the NSL era. Matt Lewis won't quite go past Damien Fox this season, given the form that he's been in. Expect him to back up next season, take that record. Great statistics, thanks to Don O'Regan, the Blacktown City statistician. As they come forward down the right-hand side through Jennings. On he goes. Tackle starting to fly in. This game heating up. A key part of this game at the moment. Blacktown looking to extend their lead, and now, is that a yellow card? It is going to be a yellow card. Grant Lynch has gone across there. Kurt Arms has done well to keep the yellows to a minimum. So Lynch has got himself a goal, and now he's got himself a yellow ticket. Joins Tomislav Uskok, the two central defenders. In referee Kurt Ams's book. Sydney United, they trail by 2-3. Gonzalez is over this one. He's got Simonovsky inside. They go short, but Perkatis it is. Liam Rose looks to combine here. Matt Sim. And now it falls to Rose. Gets it down on the chest, but he can't get his shot on target. It's comfortable in the end. You can see the combination. It looks like Mirov Vlastelica, he's going to go to his bench for the first time. Going to have a substitution now. And it is going to be Yanni Perkatis who comes off. And it looks like it's going to be that man.
Substitution.
Patrick Antelmi who comes on. 57.5 minutes in. Miro Vlastelica plays his hand. Same substitution he made on the weekend against the Marconi Stallions. With Perkatis coming off. And Antelmi moving into the front. Simonovsky moving out to the right-hand side. And Sim moving into the number 10 role. So it's a similar tactical adjustment to what we saw against Marconi. Simonovsky moving out to the right, and Telmi going into the number 9 role. And Matt Sim going into the attacking central midfield role alongside Tariq Mayo, with Liam Rose dropping into the number 6 role. Holding midfield. Forward come Sydney United. Around Simonovsky goes Matt Sim. It's on his right foot. Tries to dink it around Matt Lewis. Two of the experienced stars in the New South Wales NPL scene. Matt Sim and Matt Lewis. Here is Sim. They want a big half from him. Do Sydney United. Now the switch of play. Looking for Bilic on that left-hand side. He's introduced. And tell me, still got a couple of substitutes up his sleeve. Jordan Roberts, a right back. Petar Markovic, a central defender. And Anthony Tomalic, a holding midfielder. As for Mark Crittenden, mentioned Lachlan Campbell dropping out of the first 11 this week. He's on the bench alongside Devante Clute, central midfielder. Another central midfielder in Rhett Da Silva. And the attacker in James Demetriou along with keeper Dylan Niski. The possibility of extra time if we are level at the end of 90. Both these teams did go to 120 minutes on the weekend. United able to do the business with a Patrick Antelmi double against Marconi in extra time. Blacktown forced all the way to penalties. Joey Gibbs levelling it in injury time, in extra time against Apia. In the end, it was his penalty, a missed penalty in the shootout, which saw the Apia Leichhardt Tigers finish 5-3 winners in the shootout. Apia continues to be level against the Wollongong Wolves, 0-0. It is at Wynn Stadium. Approaching the midway point of the second half there. Keep you posted on proceedings there. Marconi Stallions trail Melbourne City by 2-0. Winner of this, carry on. The loser bows out for 2019. So much to play for in the remaining half an hour or so. We know we'll have a date away to either Apia or the Wollongong Wolves in the preliminary final. Finals coming thick and fast right across the under-18s, under-20s. First grade, we saw the under-20s in action here yesterday. Blacktown going to extra time in that one. The Premiers, Blacktown. Pause for now as they build up here down the right-hand side. Jennings wants to whip that one in. In the end, he can't get it past the first defender. Can't get it past that near post. But Andrew Montgomery's side in the under-20s, Blacktown City winning 2-1. That was despite having a player sent off in Daniel Bragg. Able to win that in extra time. 2-1 over Rockdale City. So they go through. First team through to the grand final at Bankwest Stadium on the 31st of August. And they await the winners of Rockdale and the Sutherland Sharks, who will meet in the preliminary final. Sutherland having a 2-0 win yesterday over Sydney FC. Their coach Nick Domofsky, the big news today that he has been appointed the Sharks' first team coach for 2020 season. Those coaching changes already starting to come thick and fast. We're hearing, of course, that Ebasada stepped down at Sydney Olympic. Looks like Blacktown City's Mark Crittenden's going to go to his bench here for the first time. And it will be Daniel Arajo, who's the player replaced. The attacking central midfielder. So the defender in Lachlan Campbell, what a season it's been for him, stepping out of the Blacktown City under-20 side that we just spoke about. It looks like he'll slot into the defence. We'll see what that does to Mark Crittenden's formation. Whether he moves to a back three. The ball goes forward to Gibbs. Looking for the transition. Vlastelica comes across. It looks like Lachlan Campbell has gone to the right side of a back three with Yannis Sperakis splitting, Lynch to his left, Campbell to his right. So they've changed formations. They'll have a skew as a right wing back, Matt Lewis as a left wing back. And they've got Leroy Jennings and Versey playing off Gibbs in a front three. So that's the adjustment. They've gone to a 3-4-2-1 and they come forward now. Can they extend their lead? Jennings open in space down the left-hand side. He drives at Fragigiannis. The two number 22s going against each other. Now Tariq Meyer. He goes inside. Space here for Sim to drive at. He's got an option to his left. He goes central though to Antelmi, who finds Simonoski. In it goes, looking for Bilic. He overhits that one though. And the counter-attack opportunity fizzles out for Sydney United. More action to come here at Lily-Holmes Stadium tomorrow. Blacktown's under 20s, under 18s also. Premiers, finished premiers for the season. They're going to be hosting the Mount Druitt Town Rangers in a major semi-final. So the winner of that will go through to the grand final at Bankwest, the under 18s competition. Meanwhile, Sydney United's under 18s also in action tomorrow. They're at home to Manly United. So get down to those games here at Lily-Holmes and Sydney United Sports Centre. Support the youngsters. Sudden death that one at Sydney United Sports Centre. Sydney United 58 against Manly United. So they come forward here through Antelmi. He was looking to combine with Sim. Now they get it out to Gonzalez. Rose, as I said, he's dropped it to the base of that midfield. Now they're looking for that penetration. Simonoski going to work. Lynch standing strong. Simonoski still going. Lynch diving in, winning the ball according to the referee, who was right on the spot there. A moment there that Sydney United thought they may have had a penalty. But Kurdam's right on the spot. Simonoski in the end got past Lynch in the first play. But Lynch recovered expertly. Won the ball. And the referee made the right call. Crittenden's made the tactical adjustment. He's gone to a back three. United have swung the pendulum the opposite way. They've pushed Antelmi up alongside Simonoski, trying to get those combinations going in the front third. Season on the line. One of the teams that was fancied at the beginning of the 2019 season, given their recruitment drive. Tomislav Uskok coming in as well at the halfway point of the season from the Melbourne Knights to solidify the defence. It's been excellent for them alongside Vlastelica. They have had a difficult evening though. 3 goals conceded. Got defensive work to do here on Gibbs, who hasn't yet had the opportunity to become the all-time leading scorer for the Blacktown. He's fouled here though. Referee, to his credit, has been right on the spot for all these key decisions. He's got an experienced set of officials. Lance Greenshield, Patrick Talecki, the assistant referees, and the experienced Michael Weiner, his 4th official, just to keep things calm on the bench as the ball comes in from Blacktown. Lynch is the target. Uskok too strong. Falls out now to Berry. Good to see his dad, Steve Berry, former NSL player, Did spend some time at Sydney United, of course. Perimeter power. Now they're driving forward. Dakota Askew switched over to right wing back. Collins. First he was disappointed with the distribution there. Chance goes begging for Blacktown to keep the pressure on there. No score yet at Wynn Stadium. Wollongong Wolves, Luke Wilkshire's side, being kept quiet so far by Apia. They've had the edge. Have Wollongong over Apia this season. A couple of big victories. Called one back in round 3, a 3-0 win where Thomas James scored a hat-trick. Apia going to school, of course, on those 2 games. But right now, it is Blacktown looking to extend their lead. Gibbs it is. Looks inside for Jennings. And Uscock had to be alert. Important piece of defending. Sydney United can ill afford to go 2 down. There's the score in there. Round 13 match. A lovely ball inside. And Tell Me forcing Spirakis back. Just to do the defensive work on Simonovsky. And here is Fragigiannis, who finds Tariq Mayer. He's been busy throughout. Kept the ball moving. Former West Sydney Wanderers Academy player. Bilic driving forward down that left-hand side. Like Liam Rose, Tariq Mayer growing into his role as not quite as a professional, but certainly talented youngsters. As Sim lines one up here. And in the end, there's a fall. And Tell Me was the player who tried to wrap his foot around it. And he couldn't quite get the contact. Bit of panic there in the Blacktown City defence. And Tell Me not quite able to profit. Terrific opportunity. The Sim had the initial attempt. Now they look to switch it out to Askew. Gibbs makes the forward run to the back post. Askew drives in. In the end, he can't get it past Tom Manos. And he can roll out. Suddenly it's becoming end-to-end. Game of transition. Foul there by Lewis in the back of Simonovsky. Wants to go quick. Mayer's available. Said no Glenn Trefiro. Tricky. Fortunately for him, an injury at the wrong end of the season. How they could do with his influence in the remaining 20 or so minutes here. Sim starting to get on the ball. Trefiro's absence, he was absolutely critical on the weekend against Marconi. Vlastelica needs him to take control of this last 20 minutes to give United the chance of an equaliser. He's over the set piece here. Uscock's gone into the box. Yet to score for Sydney United since moving over from the Knights. Can he find one here? To the back post it goes. And Tell Me was the target. Blacktown recognising his threat. Joey Gibbs working back into the box to help defensively. Such a strong presence in the air over the years for Blacktown. In it goes down, Tell Me. And do they punch it away? Yes, they do. I just mentioned Tomislav Uscock. What a time to deliver his first goal for Sydney United of the season. Tomislav Uscock draws Sydney United level. They've been knocking and knocking. And in the end, they've managed to get one back and draw level. 73 minutes in. 3-3 it is between Blacktown City and Sydney United. We sensed there was a story or two more to come in this game. And that's exactly what Uscock's delivered. He's always up there for the set pieces. And this time he was there for the pieces. The initial attempt falling at his feet. And he drove it home to bring Sydney United level. What a remaining 17 or so minutes it sets up. Of course, extra time, the possibility of that looms. These two sides, haven't they produced some absolute epics over the years? And this one sits right up the top of the tree. Three it is, and the away fans in great voice now. A night that the fans here will not forget in a hurry. Talk about the drama, the quality of this competition. Fair to say, probably didn't quite unfold in the first round. We certainly saw the drama, first round of finals. Now it's lit up. Blacktown come forward again through Matt Lewis. No one there at the back post. They've made their tactical adjustment, Mark Crittenden. How will they readjust here? Certainly the experienced Matt Lewis drives forward almost immediately. Gets a lovely cross in. Blacktown, they've taken the lead on a couple of occasions. They're looking to do the same again. Versi's delivery. United defending at the back post. Hasn't this scoreline ebbed and flowed as Blacktown look to take the lead again. Lynch with the great feet. And now the combination. Leroy Jennings. Uscock again. Strong defensive work. Collins picks it up and goes to Versi. Wants to go on his left foot. Flag's gone up on that far side. Lance Greenshields. Tariq Mayer looks to penetrate in behind. Sim trying to get the better of his central midfield opponent in Collins, and now he finds Tariq Mayer. Chance to unleash. Tariq Mayer couldn't get that one on target. Certainly been in good goal scoring form for Sydney United. 5 for the season. Scored a couple also in the Cups competitions, Tariq Mayer. And he fancied himself there. Confidence flowing. He couldn't keep his shot on target. Can give you an update from Wynn Stadium where the visitors up. Your Leichhardt Tigers have taken the lead. Mention 2 grand final appearances for the Tigers in the last 2 seasons. They haven't tasted victory. Looking to make it a 3rd grand final in a row against a team that has dominated the season in the Wollongong Wolves as Sydney United come forward. Bilic, great fitness from him. Speaking to Miro Vlastilic ahead of the game. Certainly his numbers have been stacking up well in recent weeks with many professional players. Of course, they do get the assistance of Craig Duncan and his team. Strength and conditioning. As Versi tries his luck from range and forced a great save out of Tom Manos. Versi on his right foot there. And that must have been swerving. Manos saw that late. In the end, his reaction was excellent. And this game continues to throw up opportunities and talking points at both ends. Now it's Blacktown. No sooner had they put the brakes on, gone into defensive mode. Now they've been thrust into attacking mode and they go near post To the back post it goes. Versey was the target. He's continued to be a threat all night. His strike, of course, leading to the corner, leading to this opportunity to mount some pressure. Basic error on that far side. We haven't seen too many, but Versey on that occasion staying in an offside position after the throw. Met on 3 occasions this season. Sydney United winning away from home here in round 2. Now they come forward, looking to take the lead here through Antelmi, who's posing a bit of a threat as we expected off the bench. His strength and movement. Now Joey Gibbs double teamed, forced back to Lewis. Now with the switch out to that right hand side for Askew. Versey drops short. Askew goes direct, and now he gets the ball in, and Jennings was the target. Hooscock, though, always the favourite there. Such a tower in the air. Now Rose wants to go central. Sim trying to drive forward. Mian Sparakis doing enough and getting the help of Campbell. Pressure cooker moment for some of these youngsters. Big finals occasion. As I mentioned, start of this second half, Blacktown City don't want to bow out of the finals without a win for the 3rd year in a row. And ever present in the finals. The last 2 years haven't ended well. Out in straight sets to Rockdale and Manly back in 2017. And then last year, they lost here 2-0 to Rockdale in the elimination final. Losing out to Apia on the weekend. They had the lead here. They've come from behind. After 2 minutes, taking the lead. Sydney United been able to level it at 2-2. Blacktown taking the lead again. Sydney United able to level it again at 3-3. Now Blacktown have a set piece. Using that right side effectively. Dakota Askew. One of those youngsters we speak about who's really made an imprint this season. Such a turnover of players. We're in the 82nd minute here. 3-3's the score. Blacktown City with the set piece. Too close to Tom Manos. Can give you an update as well from Marconi Stadium. Marconi have got one back late through Marty Fernandez against Melbourne City. Melbourne City continue to lead 2-1. Heading into injury time there. Over at Wynn Stadium. Got a few minutes remaining of normal time. Apia Leichhardt Tigers with a 1-0 lead over the premiers in Wollongong Wolves. As Antelmi switches it out to that left-hand side. Bilic can go one-on-one now. On his right foot he goes. And he can't quite get it past the Blacktown City defence. Isolating. Skewing a one-on-one situation there. And being positive was Matt Bilic. Here is Tariq Mayer. Now he finds Bilic again. Chance to get the delivery in. Sparakis, excellent work to come across and get the block on. No sooner were Blacktown down one end with a set piece. Sydney United have come down the other end and now they've got their opportunity. We saw them score at their last one through Tomislav Vuskok. Second ball pieces. Where does this one go? Gibbs clears. Back in here from Bilic. Vlastelica. Lynch can clear. In it goes from Frajogiannis. Lovely tail on that ball. Simonovsky was the target. He's on a hat-trick. Frajogiannis looking to do damage against his former club. Had positive words, great words to say about Mark Crittenden and the Blacktown City Club midweek. But he's trying to do the damage against them. He might get involved in the build-up here. Matt Sim, though, goes the other way. He's passed, though, cut out. And Berry can look to transition for Jennings. A crunching tackle there. Vlastelica is going to go into the balk. No hesitation there from Kurt Hams. Vlastelica stepping up. And like his central defensive partner in Uzcock. He goes into the book. And are we going to see another change here? From Blacktown City. Rhett Da Silva's the player who has come on. Diminutive central midfielder. He's coming to the front third. He's replaced Mason Versey. You may have heard that over the PA system. Versey, who has such an influence, particularly in that first half. And here's Da Silva's first touch. Gets it out to that right-hand side. Chance to whip it in towards Gibbs. Younger brother of A-League player Danny Da Silva. Scored 1 goal already this season. An absolute screamer against the Mount Druitt Town Rangers at Popondetta down the road in the derby. And he's come off the bench, a little pocket rocket in that midfield. Remember asking Mark Crittenden about him early in the season. He said he doesn't lack confidence. Type of player you want to throw on in this situation. Another youngster, let's see how he handles the occasion. With just under 5 minutes remaining at Lilyholme Stadium in this minor semi-final of the 2019 NPL New South Wales final series. Gibbs does really well there. Gets it out to Da Silva. He's got a skew overlapping. And now he whips it in, and what an opportunity. Just past Gibbs at the near post, and Jennings it was on the end of it. But so much pace on that delivery from Askew. Jennings couldn't get his header under control. Good positive play set up by the bodywork in the middle of Joey Gibbs. Almost got in the end of it too. What a story that'll be if Joey Gibbs can grab the winner with his 80th goal to become the all-time Blacktown City scorer. Rhett Da Silva trying to feed him there. Too heavy on that ball. 3.5 minutes remain. We're in stoppage time. At Wynn Stadium, Apia continued to lead by 1-0 over the premiers in Wollongong Wolves. So it looks like Apia may well have first foot in the door. Unless there's late drama there. And the winner of this would need to go away against Wollongong on the weekend in a preliminary final. What a contest it will be. Still time to play for, though. Keep you posted on progress over there. There's Fragile Giannis. Now Sim looks to go to the back post. Bilic is available. Good read and decision by Prendergast. What a thriller this has been. A terrific contest, befitting this great rivalry between two of the most successful sides. It's United look to build down that left-hand side. Again, it's Sim picking up the loose ball. Gripping football, gripping fair. As Fragile Giannis drives forward. Lewis sticks to his job at the expense of a corner. Which Sim will come across to take. Into the near post it goes. Two Blacktown City players there. Leroy Jennings is one of them. Great season from Leroy Jennings. Mark Crittenden certainly turning into an all-rounder. Defensive work, a real feature this evening. Right through the season, in fact. called Blacktown against Rockdale City back in round 19, and that work of the front four in terms of their defensive work, setting the pattern, was just immense, incredible. That's certainly the hallmark as Rhett De Silva strays into an offside position there. The feed from Collins. One minute of normal time remains. We're level at 3-3. Sydney United went into the breakdown by 2-3. They've managed to find an equaliser through their experienced central defender, Tomislav Uskok. What a story it is. He was certainly a part of that Sydney United side back in 2016. Tasted defeat on grand final day after wrapping up the premiership against Blacktown. Now the feed, and Telme's the target, and now he takes the strike, and it's not far at all there. It's deflected off a Blacktown player, and Telme looking to come back and haunt his old club. And the fans on the other side fancy themselves as we tick into stoppage time here. The board's gone up on the far side. Fourth official, Michael Weiner, indicates 3 minutes of additional time. And Sydney United, they go inside, and then Telme was the target. Prendergast, important touch from him. Again, he comes the keeper and punches away. Thrilling football. Gripping fair. Can update you over at Wynn Stadium. Apia are the first team into the grand final. Well done to John Kalaja and his team. Going away to the Premiers and winning 1-0. Right now, though, we can't take our eye off this. And Telme wants to strike. He's got the bit between his teeth. Talk about his confident form. 4 goals and 2 assists in the last 4 games. So he's been involved in 6 of Sydney United's 9 goals heading into this contest. You can see since he's come on at the focal point of the attack, what a threat he is. Can update you as well, Marconi have bowed out for season 2019. A great season from Peter Tsakenis and his players. They've lost to Melbourne City after bowing out in the NPL over the weekend against Sydney United. Made it through to the round of 16 for the first time in the FFA Cup. Peter Tsakenis can set his sights on the season 2020. But right now, so much to play for still in season 2019. Matt Sim. Gonzalez coming forward. Sydney United looking to overload. Sending their fullbacks forward. Gonzalez down the left. Fragigiannis on the right. Now they have the chance to launch this long throw. In it goes. Chance here. And Telme. In the end it falls to Lewis. He can clear as far as Liam Rose. Again, Lewis stepping out. His experience has been pivotal for Blacktown tonight. And Telme drives inside, and now he gets it out to Mayer. Wanting to get Gonzalez forward. Here is Tariq Mayer. The away fans on that far side encouraging the Reds forward. Matt Sim growing an influence in the centre of the midfield. Pulling the strings in that creative role. And then Telme wants to turn. Can he tee up a shot? Blacktown working back. Spirakis though, giving it away here. Liam Rose looks to penetrate. Simonovsky wanted it wide, not quite on the same wavelength. Rose wanted it central, and that's the end of the action. The end of the 90 minutes. We are level here, and we are going to extra time. A game that started like a house on fire. 19 minutes, 5 goals, a missed penalty as well. It settled down a bit after that, but Sydney United were able to work their way back in the second half, and they grabbed an equaliser through Tomislav Uskok on 73 minutes. And at the end of the 90 minutes, that's how it ends, 3-3. We're going to go into extra time. We're going to have a quick break, catch our breath, and we'll be back with all the action in extra time. Tony Tanous with you across the Football New South Wales channels. It's a great atmosphere here. Join us shortly. And it's welcome back to extra time in this minor semi-final. It's Tony Tanous with you across the Football New South Wales channels. If you're just joining us, it's been an absolute epic of a game. Ebbed and flowed both ways. And what is this extra time period going to produce? 3-3 it is, heading into extra time. This rivalry that's delivered so much over the years. What has the next 30 minutes got in store for us here at Lilyholme Stadium? Blacktown have had the lead twice. They look to take one early in this extra time period. Ball coming in from Matt Lewis. It's been very good down that left-hand side. Now Gonzalez looks to hit. Patrick Antelmi came on just before the hour mark and has provided his usual threat for Mira Vlastelica's men as the focal point in the attack for Sydney United. Is he the headline rider This game that's had so many narratives. Skew gets one forward. We know that Apia Leichhardt Tigers are the first team through to the 2019 NPL New South Wales Men's 1 Grand Final on the 31st of August at Bankwest. They'll be playing in their third Grand Final. Chris Payne, their leading scorer, has been involved in an epic goal-scoring contest with Thomas James throughout the season. He's got the edge over Thomas James over at Wynn Stadium tonight. Apia through to the Grand Final. Wollongong Wolves will need to go through the preliminary final on the weekend against the winner of this game. And at the moment, we're no closer to deciding who that will be. United took the lead on 2 minutes. Blacktown hit back with 2 goals. Now they're looking to take the lead. Red De Silva can't quite hit Joey Gibbs, who plays retrieve on that far side in front of the away fans. Now it's Berry. In comes the ball from that left-hand side. Vlastelica away. Both these teams went to 120 minutes on the weekend. Saturday night, backing it up 4 days later. The winner has to go away to the Wollongong Wolves. Both these teams have had success in the second half of the year against Wollongong Wolves, so they'll fancy themselves. But right now, it's this game that's to be decided, and the Skew can't quite find Gibbs again. Red De Silva trying to join them in attack along with Leroy Jennings. Just continues to work up and down the field. Player who moved across from the Sutherland Sharks in the off-season. He got Blacktown's third goal in 19 minutes. At that point, it was already 3-2. Wasn't until the 73rd minute that Tomislav Uskok added to the 2 from Simonovsky in the first half to draw Sydney United level at 3-3. It's been an absolute epic. Dakota Askew missing from the penalty spot in between Lewis's opening goal and Lynch's second goal. Stick with us for this extra time period. Remember, you can catch up on all the highlights, the photo galleries, the match reports. Right across our NPL New South Wales pages, social media. Our guys, the media team do an amazing job. Right now it's Red De Silva who fancies himself from range. Terrific strike. Stung the palms there. Manos getting his body behind it. Substitute, we talk about his screamer. The only goal of the season as Jennings tries to get one in from that left-hand side. Certainly showing his confidence there, Red De Silva. Good combination down the left-hand side as Lynch comes forward. Now he gets it into Jennings. And he tried his luck first time, but he couldn't get it past Manos. He's in no mood to concede another one. Neither side wants to bow out at this stage. Sydney United perhaps feel they may have underachieved by finishing 4th. Season where a lot was expected of them. The finals are a different story. So many big game players got the better of Marconi on the weekend, and they want to carry on here. Got an FFA Cup game to come against the West Sydney Wanderers next Wednesday. Right now the focus is on the NPL New South Wales as Gonzalez shows a bit too much of it there to the youngster in Campbell, who can drive forward. Uskok does well, and now Campbell continues to drive forward. In the end, Vlastelica and Manos do just about enough to clear for United. Mayer Gives it away to Askew. Calm minds are required here. Scott giving away a foul against Leroy Jennings. We're going to see another substitution. Of course, when you go into extra time, you are allowed an additional substitute. Sydney United bringing off Peter Simonowski, who scored himself a brace tonight, and they're bringing on a holding midfielder. Just want to control this game here. Anthony Tomalich.
Coming off number 7, Peter Simonowski, to be replaced by number 5, Anthony Tomalich.
So they've made their second sub. Tomalich joins Antelmi on the pitch. That's going to mean a bit of a tactical adjustment. We'll certainly keep an eye on that after this set piece. Right now, it's Askew who dinks it to the back post. Foul on that back post by Grant Lynch. Judged to have been doing some pushing there against Flagianis, or was it Uzkok? Let's see what Mirov Lastelitz has done. Tomalich has dropped into his central holding midfield role. It looks like Liam Rose has moved a bit further up the pitch. So we've got Antelmi at the point of the attack. Sim's gone out to the right-hand side. Here he is. He's been playing in the centre of the midfield since Antelmi came on. But he's moved back out into the wide areas where he started the game. Now it's the player on the other side in Bilic, who looks inside! And who else but Patrick Antelmi? We talk about his recent great form. It's now 8 for the season. And 5 in his past 4 games. Patrick Antelmi, a man in hot form. And he comes back to haunt his old club. Getting on the end of a Bilic delivery down the left-hand side. And this game that continues to produce so much produces another twist, like he did on Saturday in the elimination final. Antelmi scores in the first period of extra time from inside the 6-yard box. It's the Antelmi DNA, a tap in at the near post. Did all the hard work to drive and penetrate. Bilic found him, and Antelmi did the rest. The man who scored a hat-trick against Sydney United in the FFA Cup in 2016 and scored a goal against Sydney United in the 2016 Grand Final. Comes back to deliver for Sydney United against his old club in Blacktown City. And it's the visitors who had the lead on 2 minutes. They've had to wait 8 minutes into extra time to take the lead again. Cometh the hour, cometh the man, Antelmi. As Rose flicks it inside to Sim. Showing his newfound form, confidence and fitness. Liam Rose dropped into the anchor role in central midfield. After Antelmi came on, Sim moved inside. Now he's been thrust back into an attacking role at the top of the midfield. United finishing the game strongly. Certainly look up for this. Tariq Mayer! What a strike! Tariq Mayer with an absolute bomb for Sydney United. 10 minutes into the extra time period, and they've taken a stranglehold on this one. Tariq Mayer unleashes from range. He scores his 6th of the season, and Tristan Prendergast wasn't stopping that one. Just as they did on Saturday, United lining it up. We just talk about how strong they are finishing. And the conditioning work that they've done throughout the year, trying to keep players fresh, it's starting to tell to some effect. They take a 5-3 lead. Still plenty of time left in this one. Don't write off Blacktown City. They've shown great spirit over the years. They've shown great spirit this season, and they've shown plenty already to come back in this game earlier on. And they will flood home. Don't you worry about that. But right now it is Sydney United in the driver's seat. They have a 5-3 lead. We've just ticked past the 100-minute mark. And Tariq Mayer, one for the ages, that strike. Undoubtedly one of the best of the season. Prendergast was getting nowhere near that. And the away fans, they're now in full voice. Delivered a terrific atmosphere on Saturday night at home at Sydney United Sports Centre. King Tom was packed. A massive late roll up there. And if they are away at Wollongong on the weekend, if it stays as it is, expect the travelling contingent to make the trip. They've got the bit between their teeth, but Blacktown City don't write them off. Askew coming forward down the right-hand side. Now they have a corner. Askew wants to take this to the back post. Over everyone's head. In it goes. Campbell! And he strikes the post. Still on here. And in the end, Manos has to scramble to deny Matt Lewis. The flag's gone up though. Lewis was in an offside position. Campbell with a great climb at the back post. And only an inch or two of the paint denying him. The youngster's already got 2 for the season. Mark Crittenden's brought on James Demetriou, the number 10, who's won that free kick. Player who has spent some time overseas. Came back into the NPL New South Wales last year at Sydney Olympic. Made the move across to Blacktown in the off-season. It's been an injury-riddled one for him. But can he provide the injection off the bench? James Demetriou.
Substitution for Sydney United. Coming off number 17, Matthew Village, to be replaced by number 3, Jordan Roberts.
They've heard that over the PA system. They're going to bring on one sprinter in Jordan Roberts for another. Bilic. He's had a terrific game. He's had a terrific final series. Bouncing back from such a awful afternoon here in the Waratah Cup final where he got a red card. Had a difficult day against James Andrew, but hasn't the experience. Bilic bounced back, providing a key assist in the 98th minute. Now Jordan Roberts is on. He's got to help out in defence as Lynch gets his header forward. What an incredible evening it's been here at Lilyholme Stadium. 5-3's the score. Game that has ebbed and flowed. Sydney United had the lead after 2 minutes. Blacktown made it 2-1 by the 10th minute mark. Szymanowski was able to level it up on 17 minutes, only for Leroy Jennings to give Blacktown a lead again on 19 minutes of 5 goals in the opening 19 minutes. Plus a missed penalty from Dakota Askew. An incredible start to this match. And we had to wait till 73 minutes for Tomislav Uskok to score his first of the season. Picking up a loose ball from a set piece. Finished at 3-3, and United have opened it up at the first half of extra time. Still plenty to play for. Blacktown City, they know that they've got time. They feel as if they've got the legs. Young team. So we tick towards the end of the first period of extra time. Kurt Arms wants this to go on quickly. Blacktown want to play on. That is the end of the first period. An epic first period of extra time. Sydney United have taken a 5-3 lead. We ended the 90 minutes at 3-3. But a goal from Patrick Antelmi on the end of a Bilic delivery on 98 minutes. And then it was Tariq Mayer with an absolute bomb on 100 minutes that gave Sydney United a 5-3 lead. They've still got 15 minutes. The second period of extra time. What will that throw up? You dare not predict. United's experience. And Blacktown have been rocked defensively. We talk about their record, their great defensive record. They've not conceded more than 2 goals since back in round 9. Since that 4-0 loss away to the Wollongong Wolves. But they've conceded 5 here. Can you believe that? And that record, they have not won a final. Their last 4 finals, they've not been able to taste success. Go back to that 2016 grand final. And Daniel Choi scored 2. Patrick Antelmi scored 1 for Blacktown City. Since then, this is their 5th final, and they've not yet been able to taste success. Knocked out in straight sets in 2017. 2018, they lost here in the elimination final. Big changes were made in the off-season. This young team has probably exceeded expectations. It's been a terrific rejuvenation from Mark Crittenden, one of the most successful coaches, coaching in his 278th game for this club. But if he wants a 279th this season, Blacktown need to produce something here. They've got just over 14 minutes to try and rescue this one and go through to a preliminary final away to the Wollongong Wolves. As I said earlier, both these teams will fancy themselves against Luke Wilkshire's side. They will have had to do it the hard way, though. Both have now played 2 games of 120 minutes. So whoever goes through 3 games in the space of 8 days, 2 of those 120 minutes, it won't be easy. Sydney United, of course, still have an FFA Cup game to come next week against the Wanderers. Wanderers were in action earlier this afternoon in a friendly against the Central Coast Mariners, a 2-0 victory to Marcus Babbel's side. Probably sitting back and watching this, studying Sydney United. They will have seen a team with lots of spirit and quality as the ball comes in. And now it's a header. Uskok it was, only inches away. Almost extending the lead there. Good defensive work. Sydney United on the back foot as Blacktown come forward. Now they launch the likes of Campbell. looking to get one back. Still time for the hosts in Blacktown City. Prendergast gives that one away and he's out of his box. Can they punish him here? The fresh feet now of Jordan Roberts. Prendergast is off his line, but he wants to keep the ball. And now the combination. And tell me, what a recovery, Spirakis. An excellent bit of defending there. And in the end, they waste the follow-up opportunity. And it was a great opportunity to extend that lead. No sooner had Uskok done the defending at the other end. Cleared off his line. Sydney United were down the other end. Looking to make it 6-3. Good strike there. Dimitriou couldn't quite get the purchase on it though. Tom Manos was able to get his body behind it. Quite uncanny. Speaking to Antilmi coming into the ground. He did reflect on that 6-2 FFA Cup epic. And he felt that this one might have a similar feel. Prophetic stuff from Patrick Antilmi. He was hoping he'd be on the right end of it, as he was back in 2016. And so far, so good. His goal to make it 4-3. Tariq Mayer extended it. A couple of minutes later. And as they did against Marconi, 2 goals in extra time. Certainly a team that was fancied in the pre-season. Sydney United. It's been an up and down type of season. They bring on the experienced Petar Markovic here. Player who there was so much emotion around in the round 22 game against Manly United. At the time, it might have been his farewell game, but it carries on week after week. Came off the bench against Marconi Stallions, did Petar Markovic. 22 years at this great storied club. And now he's dropped into the midfield. Defending work here from Vlastelica. Does enough to get it to Tom Manos. This story will keep going. Emotion around Petar Markovic. Some great images out of Sydney United Sports Centre back in round 22. And he comes off the bench here with his team. 5-3 in front, and there he is pinching the ball. Terrific career he's had for this club. Did, of course, spend a couple of years at Sydney Olympic. But he comes on with just over 10 minutes remaining. Gonzalez thought he'd won the ball there, but the referee giving Blacktown City a free kick. Blacktown will make another substitution here. Of course, that additional substitute is allowed. So you go from 3 in normal time to 4 in extra time, and it's Devante Clute who comes on for Leroy Jennings, who's had a superb afternoon or evening. And Devante Clute, can he provide a bit of spark in that midfield? As the ball comes in. Uskok was strong again. What a game it's been from the experienced central defender. As the ball comes in. Not quite able to get that one on target. Clute, his first involvement. Been on the periphery of the squad for much of the season as Devante Clute. Particularly in the second half of the season where the team's been winning. Mentioned they haven't won their past 3, Blacktown City, but prior to that they won it 8 of 11. And Clute, who did get married in the second half of the year, was away for honeymoon for 4 weeks. He's only just started to come back and get the minutes. As the ball comes in, Gibbs was the target, Manos with the punch. Now it falls to Rhett Da Silva, who can switch it out to that right-hand side. Can they keep it in? Too heavy that ball from Da Silva. It's gone away for a goal kick. Clash between Manos and Uzcock. Friendly fire between the two Sydney United players. And Manos has gone to check on his central defensive partner. Uzcock has been terrific. Mentioned that defensive record for Sydney United. Back in round 13, they lost 4-2 to Blacktown City at home. Since then, the 10 games since then, they'd only conceded 8 goals. Uzcock and Vlastelica have certainly been right in the thick of that. Manos, his form's got better and better. Spoke about that in a feature story early in the season. Did Tom Manos. Talked about how he's become a smarter keeper, more consistent now. When he was younger, maybe made some rash decisions. Now he picks and chooses his moments to come out. Those decision-making, such a key for a goalkeeper. Tom Manos has certainly proved, like any good keeper, gets better and better. Hard to believe someone so young, he's already played 4 years. Last year he was involved in this final series in 2 penalty shootouts as Liam Rose tries his luck. We've seen some incredible technique on the strikes tonight. Some wonderful technicians out there. We spoke about that earlier in the game. It's certainly lived up to the billing. Quality of this affair has been top-notch. Showing the rising quality across the NPL scene. Just as I say that, a miscued clearance from Vlastelica. But Manos again, coming off his line. Brave decision there. In the end, it pays dividends. Now Clute looks to punish him. Here's De Silva. Getting it forward to Campbell. Wanted the combination. Sydney United couldn't quite counter-attack. The opportunity was there to go quick. Just over 5 minutes remain of extra time. Manos has gone down after that excursion outside of his box. Talk about his decision-making. He just about did enough there. He wants some treatment. Does give us an opportunity to wrap the major semi-final, where Apia Leichhardt Tigers beat the Wollongong Wolves. Wollongong Wolves, the premiers, waited a week and a half. They had a game against Sydney FC last week to try and prepare for Apia Leichhardt Tigers. Apia have had an excellent second half of the season under John Kalaja. A very experienced side with so much motivation. A very united squad that is. Lots of motivation there. They'll be at Bankwest Stadium on the 31st of August. What an occasion it'll be. Who will be there with them? Sydney United in the box seat here. They will have to go past the Wollongong Wolves. A game that sets up a preliminary final. An absolute epic between the two. Earlier in the season, a game I called at Wynn Stadium as Sim tries to wrap it up here. On he goes! Matt Sim buries it! And with that, Sydney United advance to the preliminary final. He goes across to celebrate in front of the travelling massive fans. It's a big one here. Sydney United have come back from 3-2 down. They levelled it up before the full-time period, and they've run away with it in extra time. Matt Sim scores his 5th of the season. With Blacktown pushing and exposed at the back, Sim's able to profit, utilising the space. And Sydney United march on to preliminary final with the Wollongong Wolves. What an epic that'll be. Patrick can't tell me he promised us an epic, and that's exactly what's been delivered. An incredible evening here at Lilyholme Stadium. Credit to Blacktown City, who've contributed to this in a big way. And they're still mounting some attacks down the right-hand side, but Sydney United have been clever. That defensive solidity, they did concede 3 in the opening 19 minutes, plus a penalty. But since then, Uzkok has been terrific, and here he is again, marshalling things. He's almost on his last legs, Tomislav Uzkok. It's going to be some recovery ahead of the preliminary final. Certainly keep you posted on the details around that. And you can join myself and Adam Santarossa. We'll bring you that call of the preliminary final. If you can get yourself down to Wollongong, be sure to. Promises to be an epic as United come forward. Sim now. Can he make a 7? Yes, he can. Sim scores his 6th of the season. And Sydney United score their 7th here tonight. It's some celebration in that far corner. What a rivalry it's been between these two clubs. And today it's very much Sydney United's night. They took the lead early on. They chased for most of the 90 minutes. And they've been able to run away with it in extra time. That fitness regime that I spoke about. But apart from that, the mental strength, an experienced squad. They've kept their calm. Miro Vlastelica and his assistants who've been supporting him, Žoko Kalac and Jerry Polokopic, are very happy. Technical team. What a contest, what a game. 7-3 to Sydney United with less than a minute of the extra time period remaining. Tony Tanous with you for one of the most memorable nights in NPL New South Wales. One of the most memorable nights in the NPL, and certainly as memorable a night as you have seen. This ground has played host to some epics. These two clubs have produced them over the years, and tonight certainly lives up there with some of the best. Braces to Simonowski. And Sim. And tell me, Uzkok and Mayer. And they're happy to eat those seconds away here as we are now into stoppage time in extra time. And Roberts is fouled there by Matt Lewis, who's going to go into the book later on. Frustration there from the Blacktown City skipper. You can understand that frustration. Blacktown have given everything this season. They've had a terrific season. But they've bowed out in straight sets. And now it's 5 games in the finals without a win to the Blacktown City side. And that's going to be something that they will have to deal with. Regroup this set of young players. And Mark Crittenden, we've seen him rejuvenate. But today it's Sydney United's day. They march on to a preliminary final after an absolute epic here at Lily Holmes in the minor semi-final. 3-3 finished after 90 minutes. And at the end of full time, can you believe it? Sydney United run out 7-3 winners over Blacktown City to march on to a preliminary final where they will meet the Wollongong Wolves. Doubles to Matt Sim and Peter Simonowski. And goals also to Tomislav Uzkok, Tariq Mayer and Patrick Antelmi. 7 heaven for Sydney United, 58. They've run out massive winners here over Blacktown City in an absolute epic. Thanks for your company across the Football New South Wales channels. Tony Tanous with you. Do join us again. We'll have all the drama and the quality of the New South Wales National Premier League on Showcase in the preliminary final. That'll come to you across the weekend. We'll have all the details of that match across our NPL New South Wales social pages, so keep an eye out for all the details there. It all builds up to the 31st of August, where we're really looking forward to bringing you the grand final from Bankwest Stadium. Apia first in over after a win away to Wollongong Wolves. And we'll work out on the weekend whether it will be Sydney United 58 or the Wollongong Wolves who will join them. It's been an absolute epic here at Lilyholme Stadium. Thanks for your company again. Wrapping up a minor semi-final victory to the Sydney United 58, 7-3 over Blacktown City, and they march on to the preliminary final.